Greetings to all of you. I hope you all are fine and taking care of yourself. Let us start with the topic prepositions. This topic you have done in your previous classes also. But here, today we are going to take preposition of time, place, and preposition of direction and movement. So here on the screen what you can see that a, the cat jumps onto the table. Where is the bird? The bird is in the cage, under the tree, sitting on the branch. And where is that little girl sitting? She's sitting under the table. Now, in, on, onto, between, under, over, above, all these are prepositions. Now, what is a preposition? A preposition is a word which highlights a relationship between two or more nouns or pronouns. Prepositions are positioned before a noun or a pronoun, or we can say a noun equivalent to show some relationship. Like if we take this example, she is in the room. He is fond of milk. The dog sat on the table. Now, the word on is telling us the relationship between dog and the table. So, on, in, into, between, among, over, all these are prepositions. So, in short, we can say that pre means before, and position means place. A word that takes place before a noun or a pronoun is a preposition. And it shows the relationship of a noun or a pronoun to some other words in the same sentence. So let's begin with preposition of time. Preposition of time allows to discuss a specific time period, or it shows the relationship of time between the nouns and the other parts of a sentence. Basic example of time preposition includes like at, on, in, before, after. They are used to indicate when something happened, happens, or will happen. So let's take up few examples. So here this preposition in is preposition of time and is used to discuss months, seasons, years, centuries, general times of the day, and something like we can say is we're talking about something in the past. So children, here are a few examples like the examination are held in March. So it is used with month of the year. I will meet you in the afternoon. That is timings any time of the day, or we're talking about something about past like men hunted animals in ancient times. So in is preposition of time. On this preposition is used to discuss certain days of the week. I'll meet you on Monday. I was born on 2nd April. So days of the week specific dates when I'm saying I was born on 2nd April, or some specific days such as on New Year's Day. So these rules you need to understand where to use in, on, and here. Here is a flow chart. Please, it's for your better understanding. Please pause the video and go through them. Preposition of time indicates time or duration. So children, please, if you can just pause the video again and go through all the examples. Now, since and for. Since and for. Since, where do you use since? Most of the children get confused as to where to use since and for. Now, since is used with the point of time at which an action started, when it started. Like my brother has been here since 5 o'clock, 5 p.m. And maybe now it is 7 or 8 p.m. Like I have been standing in the rain for a taxi since morning. Now, for is used to suggest the period of time for which an action has been going on. See, children, now since is used with action that when it started, and for, preposition for, is used to suggest the period of time for which an action has been going on, like for 2 days, maybe a year or something like that. This is my leave application for 2 days. He has been studying in this school for 5 years. So here we are talking about period of time when the action started. So when you joined your school until now, it's been 5 years. For 5 years. By. Use of by. It donates the latest time at which an action will be over. That I will be home back by 4 p.m. The show will be over by 6 p.m. So here we are telling the preposition by is used to tell time at which an action will be over. So here you need to be very clear where to use on, in, for, and by. Next comes use of during. Use of during. Where do you use this? This preposition is used with the nouns in order to say what happened inside a period of time. Means during this period, I was in in Shimla, or maybe during this period, I had gone out for vacation. So it is telling us about period of time and what happened during that period. Maybe from 1st of Jan to 5th of Jan, what you did during this period. So there you will be using preposition during. I will go to my aunt's place during the vacations. So the specific days you get holidays during from here this date to this date. So during those days or maybe during that vacation I'll be going to my aunt's place. He worked in the field during most of the day. So please go through the examples, children. Use of at and since. Earlier we did since and for. Now it is at and since. At indicates exact time, and since indicates from when onwards. So since we took up earlier also, so at means specific time. It indicates particular time. Like I reached the airport at 5 a.m. We met our friends at Holi. Here at is used for indicating the time for Holi festival. So specific. Ritu is sleeping since morning. So here since indicates when, from when onwards, a particular time from when, from she's sleeping since morning till now she's still sleeping. So there we'll use since. Use of in and within. In and within. Now here children you need to understand that in is indicates at the end of, and within before the end of. Like I'll be back in a week. So when the week will get over, then I'll be back. And he will complete his project within a week, means within a week's span of 7 days a week the work will be done. So here in is used when indicates end of something, and within means in a specific time frame. Now here is a small exercise for you for your better understanding. Please pause the video and do it in your practice notebook. Now preposition of place. Preposition of place is what? By, over. Again, we'll take up the same. So, preposition of place are used to refer to a place where something or someone is located. They answer the question where. On, at, in are also the most common preposition that indicates position. Now, here again is a flow chart given for better clarity of the concept. Please pause and go through it. Preposition of place. It gives us information about place, location, position. For example, here first let's take up on, suggest, on the surface. Now here if you're talking about place, on suggest on a particular surface. Above means a little higher. Over means vertically above, touching or covering something. That is, we use over there. Below means lower level. Above is little higher position. Over, something touching or covering something. Over your head. Under, below something. And below is used in a lower position. Now, preposition of place. Earlier we took up preposition of time. Now at and in are used as preposition of time. At is used, at preposition of place. So at is used with small towns, villages, and in is used for larger areas while speaking for a big towns. Like I live in Delhi, so Delhi is a big place. He lives at Meerut in UP. So UP is a, as compared to Meerut, UP is a big place. So in UP and at Meerut. So at is used with small towns. We use in with names of streets and at and at when we give house number. So most of the children, they don't know this thing that in is used with name of the street when we're telling somebody, giving someone our address. So when we talk about the street, we use in, and at is given when we give house number. For example, he lives in Church Road, so that's the street where you live. And he lives at, when you're giving the house number, then it'll be he lives at 45 Church Road. So, children, you need to understand all these rules, else you'll get confused. So, you need to understand where to use in and at. In is also used when we are talking that you are within, with buildings, rooms, places that a person is, or an object on all sides. When you are inside, in walls, like, can you take a seat in the waiting room, please? So in, we can use in with buildings, rooms, places that can surround a person or an object on all sides. Now, if we're talking about objects, so I hope you remember in your previous class we taught you that the noun or a pronoun which is used with a preposition is called its object. A preposition may have two or more objects, like the road runs over hills and plains. So here there are two objects. Okay, let's move on to the next rule where we use in as preposition of place. Within, sometimes inside, the edges of something. So in is also used when you're, like, when we're talking, I've got the key in my pocket. Something inside the edges of something. She left it in the top drawer. There's nothing left in my cup. Now, preposition of place, at, use of at. It's used to talk about specific places, like I'll meet you the at the traffic light, or I'll meet you at the mall. I'll meet you at the bus stop. You're specifying the place. So there we use at. Use of at is also done with public places. I'll meet you at the station, at the supermarket. There was a crazy guy at the library today. So you are talking about it when we are using public places, or when we are talking about some specific places or point. Use of in and into. So please don't get confused with this. In and into. In is when it implies to rest within. Means when you go and you're inside a particular thing. In. And into is when the motion is there. The manager is in. You can meet him. So he's in. After this the movement is not there. He's in the room. And if you look at the little boy, he jumped into the pool. So after moving into the pool, the movement is still there. So he jumped into the pond to get the ball. Now the preposition by, used as preposition of place, is used to mean next to something, means or beside or near. Like this boy is sitting by the window. Or put your bag by the door and sit down. So by preposition, when we're using it as preposition of place, it is used to mean next to something. You can see that the next to window. He's sitting by the window. So we use by such cases. Beside and besides. They look alike, children. And most of you, I know, most of you get confused with beside and besides. So simple rule is that beside, beside, means at the side or near to, means somebody sitting beside you. Rohan sits beside me in the class. And when we are talking of besides, besides, then it means I like chocolate and ice cream. Besides truffle pudding, means I like those things, but I like that also. That is means besides. Like besides means in addition to. I like these two things, but I like that also. And beside, beside means at the side. Use of among and between. Between is used when two people or things are there. Between two things. Like Rohan was sitting between Anisha and Arjun. And among is used when we're talking more than two. Distribute your chocolates among your friends. So there is no difference between the two drawings. For example, and this one, if we are talking about among, she shared the chocolates among her classmates. And I am very sure your friends must also be sharing chocolates with you on their special days, on their birthdays, isn't it? So, use of among and between, I hope is clear. Now, moving on to preposition of direction. Preposition of direction, or we can say preposition of direction and movement, are quite easy to understand as they describe how something or someone moves from one place to another. The most commonly used preposition of movement is to. Preposition of direction give us information about the direction of movement of person or things. For example, these are the prepositions which are most commonly used, like to, into, towards, along, onto, through, across, over, up, down. So let's take a few examples and understand its usage. Like Hema is going to school now. So where is she going? To school now. Gagan walked into the room. So we can see the direction in which or movement. Deepa is walking towards the lawn. So specification is here that she's walking towards the lawn only. Isha is riding a horse along the river. Like towards the park, through the window, along the road. All these are used as preposition of direction. Now here again a small exercise for you to make the concept more clear. Please pause the video and do this exercise. Now prepositional phrase. What are prepositional phrases? A group of words that begin with a prepositional phrase and functions as an objective of the adverb are called as prepositions of phrases, or we can say prepositional phrases. These include a preposition with another word. Like preposition phrases include prepositions and another one more word is there, always. So it's like, for example, if we take preposition plus adverb, it will be along with, away from, such as. And if we take it as adjective plus preposition, so it will be famous for example, capable of. Same way, verb and preposition, agree with, fall in, look down, or maybe we can say aim at. So we are using verb plus preposition to make prepositional phrases. So prepositional phrases is a group of words consisting of a preposition, its object, and any words that modify the object. So here are few examples. Please go through them. And like when we say Ram could not stand on the stage due to long illness. Prepositional phrase is used. Gandhiji died for the sake of. For the sake of. Prepositional phrase. India's freedom. If we take this example, control your expenditure according to your pocket. Send your application in advance with the norms. So, in advance with is prepositional phrase. Here again, third and the last exercise for you. And if you're able to do all these exercises, then yes, you know the concept, prepositions thoroughly, and it's great that. So, happy learning. God bless you all. Please do go through the rules once again and the flow charts which are provided in the video. Please pause and try to understand the concept better. Thank you so much.